Alright, so now you should have 4 angels placed in random dead ends. You should have the script that causes the explosion to be deleted. And now we want to code it so that the player's jump increases if he touches the 4 angels. Okay. And so how is this going to go? Well, something that I noticed here is that we have all of our pieces, like this maze and the angels, just in workspace. So what I did is I created a level 2 folder, and I put the angels in there, and I also put the maze in there. Okay, so I suggest that you do the same, or else your workspace is going to become a mess. And now we want to code it so that the player, if he touches the angel, then something happens, right? So what do we need to do? Well, of course we're going to create a module script, and because each angel is going to have the same script. So let's go into module scripts, and let's create a function called touch angel or something like that, or maybe we can call it like increase jump. So let's put here increase jump, and you're going to give it the part that was touched, which should be the person's torso, or upper torso, lower torso, or arm, something along those lines. And then in here we need to check if it's a player, and we also need to increase jumping power. Okay, alright. And so now we need to create the script in the angel that's going to detect the touch. So let's go into the angel. You might have a different setup than I do, because you might have picked a different NPC. And if you do, just dig around and look for where the humanoid is. Okay, because where the humanoid is, that's where the head, the arm, the leg, and the torso is going to be. So a good place to detect the touch is the lower torso or the torso. Okay, so there's different kinds of models in Roblox. There's the 6-jointed model, and then there's the 15-jointed model. The 15-jointed model is the more modern-looking NPCs. The 6-jointed models are the ones that look like Lego characters. And so this angel that I picked just happened to be a 6-jointed model. So he doesn't have a lower torso, but he does have a regular torso. So that's what I'm going to use here. I'm going to right-click, insert a script. And here I need to detect a touch, so I'm going to go ahead and copy the script that I've been using this past 5 videos or so. And we got the parent is the torso. And I'm going to say if the torso was touched, I'm going to run this function. The touched part, I'm going to check if it's the player. Because when these angels are placed onto the screen, and they touch the maze, which they will, it's going to detect a touch, and the touch is going to be the maze. Okay, so it's very important to detect if it's the player. Okay, and then if it's the player, then what we're going to do is give it the... Ooh, what should we give it? We should give it the character. Right. Okay, so let's give it the character, and we're going to call the function that we just made, which is increase jump. So let's copy that. Increase jump. Over here in module script, let's call this character. And what needs to happen over here? Well, a sound. Oh, I'm sorry. We don't need to check if it's character, because the other script did. We need to play a sound, and we need to increase the jumping power. Okay. So to play the sound, let's go ahead and set this up the same way that we did with Gold Rush, which is we had a folder for all the sounds, and that's what we used as our repository, or storage location for all the sounds. Another thing that that reminds me of is the explosions that we created over here, right? The explosions should have a boom sound as well, right? And so should these explosions here, the booby traps. So we haven't done that. And also the transparency being decreased, that should also have a sound effect, like a zing, right? So it lets the player know something strange is happening here. So let's go ahead and do that now. Let's go to Workspace, right-click, insert object, and add a folder. I'm going to call this folder sounds, and I am going to add a couple of sounds. The first one Okay, so that sounds like a halfway decent sound. I'm going to go ahead and grab it. I'm grabbing this from my completed game, and so I'm going to paste into. And so this is the sound object. Another way that you could set this up on your side is you can look at roblox.com, of course, and you can go to roblox.com, go to create, go to the library, go into the audio, search for the correct sound that you want, right? Get the ID number, and then put the ID number, say right click, insert object, insert a sound object, and then put the ID number right in here, and then you'll have that sound effect. Okay, I've already done that, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use the ones I have. So I'm gonna use this buzz sound for the transparency, and then I'm going to use a different sound for the explosion. It's going to be a boom sound. Let's see, where can we see it? Give me a second as I search for it. Okay, found it. So I'm going to come here, right click, and paste into a boom sound. And this is the ID number. Okay. So yeah, now that we have our sound effects in the right place, we'll go ahead and code this in the next video. And yeah, I think that's the only sound effects we need: the zing sound and the boom sound. And oh, and we also need the angel sound, right? If we go ahead and touch the angel, what sound is it going to make? So it should be like a heavenly sound. So let's go ahead and find one and add it to this sound folder as well, and get ready for the next video.